Welcome everyone to another IDW Sonic review, and today we're looking at issue 64, the continuation of the Misadventures arc. Before we begin, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, the best way to show your support is to hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, it's time to recap what happened last time, and spoilers from this point forward. Silver, still trying to find his purpose in the past, was invited to join the new Diamond Cutters for some training. Duo, aka Mimic, saw Silver as a potential threat. He sabotaged the training and feigned innocence when Silver tried to put the blame on him. The only one who was on Silver's side was Whisper, and when he mentioned Duo's eyes changing color, Whisper decided that the two are going hunting. There was actually a second story featuring Sonic and Blaze going on a world tour, and Blaze appreciating the sights. This issue also has two stories, but unlike last time, I will review them in their proper order because, trust me, by the time we reach the end of the first story, we will need the more lighthearted second story as a palate cleanser. Let's actually get to the review. Whisper explains to Silver who Mimic is, and her history with him. They're waiting for Duo/Mimic to make that one mistake that will expose him. Thing is, they've been tailing him all day, and Silver's getting a bit impatient. He believes Duo will alter his appearance when placed in danger. Actually, Silver, what he did there was taunting you. It's kind of his thing. Using his powers, Silver causes Duo to fall over the rails, but Lanolin catches him and outs Silver. She's been watching Silver watching Duo and wonders what he's up to. Whisper says they're trying to stop Duo/Mimic from causing mayhem. Lanolin demands proof, and when Whisper tries to explain, Lanolin accuses the two of harassing a new team member. Then she and Whisper get into a fight. Naturally, a crowd gathers around to watch, and Silver sees Duo slip away. At a nearby dining area, Silver corners Duo with the furniture. Mimic, being the crafty villain that he is, deliberately falls off the floating chair he was on and injures himself. The crowd take notice, and Whisper begins to doubt that Duo is actually Mimic, because he would never do anything like that. Tangle arrives to comfort her bestie who's going through some PTSD, and Silver's not looking so good right now. Since Duo didn't change, he believes he's just injured and innocent. No, Silver, that Octo jerk is so dedicated to the role that he either injured himself deliberately or slightly altered his body to appear injured. Still, with everyone witnessing what Silver did to Duo, the Psychic Hedgehog's days in the new Diamond Cutters are over. No, seriously, everyone turns their backs on him. In the infirmary, Jewel apologizes to Duo for what happened. As a way to make up for this, she offers him a position as her assistant until he's recovered enough to rejoin the new Diamond Cutters. Jewel leaves believing she's done a good thing. Poor little Beetle. She doesn't know that she might have made things worse for the restoration. Mimic is very happy with these surprise developments, and this is where the story ends right now. Sort of. For you see, the second story, titled Two of a Kind, is a continuation of Silver's personal tale, and it links up with Sonic and Blaze's from last time. The Speedy Blue Hedgehog and Firecat Princess return from Spagonia with the food that they got from Joseph's when they spot Silver moping next to the tool shed. Blaze checks in on him, and Silver says it's hard to follow the advice Espio gave him in the 2022 annual if he cannot be proactive. Blaze understands that Silver's trying to find his purpose here, and uses his victory garden as an example, saying something along the lines of, what would be a better idea to achieve a great harvest? By proactive action, or small delicate efforts over time? This reminds Silver of the advice Blaze gave him in the 2019 annual, and thanks her for reminding him about option number 2. Sonic interrupts the moment by pointing out what a good portion of the fandom thinks of Silver and Blaze. They're good together. Though he clarifies that the two are in perfect sync and complement each other. Kinda like he and Tails. Non-romantically, I mean. Though that won't stop certain portions of the Sonic fandom. And with that, Sonic's off to deliver food to his friends. Silver's kinda not in the mood for Sonic's antics, prompting Blaze to point out that he and Sonic are both alike in many ways. They prefer to act decisively with their immense powers, but do it in the name of protecting others. On that note, Silver points out Blaze is like them too. She has powers, twofold in this case, with pyrokinesis and being a princess, but she uses her position to help everyone because she wants to. Blaze claims it's her duty, but as we can see, she knows Silver is right. Sonic's world has brought out the best in both of them, and Blaze still has much to explore. Before heading off, she invites Silver to come along, and we end this tale with the two of them making their way to their next destination, a lovely human city called Soliana. Yeah, I pretty much figured the duo investigation would go south. So whose fault is that? I'm going to say around 3 individuals. We'll start with Silver since his actions escalated the situation. Really, his main flaw was being proactive, and Mimic took full advantage of the situation. This resulted in Silver getting the boot, and Mimic winding up in a better position to sabotage the restoration by working directly with Jewel. This whole situation with Silver and Mimic calls back to Silver's original modus operandi from Sonic 06, accusing someone of doing something bad in the future, even cornering them in a cafe with furniture. This time, Silver was just trapping his target instead of annihilating him, and he actually had the right target. It's just that said target is a better manipulator than Sonic. We'll catch up with Silver in Story 2, but let's first bring up the other characters whom I believe helped cause the investigation to crash and burn. First, Whisper. Before you bring out your torches and pitchforks, let me explain. Up until the end, she was on Silver's side, and even attacked Lanolin for not believing them. However, there are 2 points where I believe she fumbled the ball. One, when Lanolin demanded proof, Whisper could have, placed her mask on her and let her see the footage of Duo tripping Silver. It does record things after all, at least it's supposed to, and at the very least, it could have gotten Lanolin to think about Duo's actions during the training. And 2, when Duo faked his own injuries, Whisper began doubting herself since she believed Mimic would never do such a thing. It never crossed her mind to think that Mimic might have learned from his past mistakes. Remember him putting on the gloves after he changed forms? Then again, Whisper didn't know Mimic could take the appearance of someone with ripped clothes until he revealed it. You'd think that knowledge would come into play here. Though I will concede that Whisper was not in the right state of mind, and it took Tangle's emotional support to calm her down. Then there's Lanolin. Oh boy, when the preview pages for this issue came out, a lot of people hated her for getting in the way of the investigation. And with good reason. Once again, she's defending Duo, while Duo once again plays victim. To be fair, Silver made the first move here. Now we the audience know what's really going on with Duo, and it's natural for us to root for Silver and Whisper. Lanolin is just an obstacle in the way. That's the thing though, Lanolin is too green compared to Whisper, Silver, and even Tangle. Sure, she can somehow go toe-to-toe with Whisper, but experience is more than just fancy combat moves. Remember, she broke down during her first field mission. She's trying to overcompensate for being weak in the past, and I think she's fast-tracking it without actually learning anything. At least that's how I see it. If you still want to turn her into lamb chops, I'm not going to stop you. Personally, I'm in the mood for fried calamari. I also won't stop you from not liking the whole Cassandra truth tropes writers tend to use. You know, when a character discovers something or someone bad and no one believes them, but whoops, turns out they were right. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them myself. Tends to make characters look dumb. Though there is something satisfying about non-believers realizing they've been played at a key moment. That does show how dangerous the villains are by making the heroes look like fools. So unless the Restoration figures it out, or is playing a long con of their own, they're going to get a massive L, and that's not even factoring in any potential wild cards. I will admit, there is greater satisfaction seeing the Saboteur getting their comeuppance. We know it's coming. It's like waiting for Christmas morning. Let's just hope we don't get the equivalent of a lump of coal. Before moving on to the second story, Evan Stanley incorporated some Easter eggs from her famous online fanfic comic, Ghosts of the Future. Namely the characters Vinny, the one in the wheelchair, and Cicely. The second story is also reminiscent of Sonic 06, with Silver reflecting on his actions and losing some allies, and Blaze comes over to comfort him, while also giving him some sound advice. Only this Blaze is from another dimension, and not from the future, and Sonic 06 in general was retconned out of existence. Wish Blaze would have shown up sooner to give Silver that advice, but we needed an excuse for Silver to leave. What it comes down to is, this lighthearted story is a character reflection piece, and it gives an in-universe reason for Silver and Blaze to team up this time. Despite being from different planes of existence, they do complement each other, because they have the qualities of being a true hero, using their gifts to help others and the world. That is a constant that spans beyond time and space. There are of course some funny bits like Sonic just chiming in while slurping his drink, and Silver considering hitting him with a car. Bad idea, Silver. It wouldn't end well for you. Still, I think this is a better outcome for Silver, departing on what essentially is a walkabout with Blaze to basically find himself and his purpose. At least, as far as we know, he won't be around when things hit the fan at Restoration HQ. In fact, the series will be taking a break from the Restoration drama for a bit, as next time, Knuckles asks the Chaotix for help, while Cream has to deal with some unwanted house guests. I'll see you in issue 65. I wonder, while visiting Soliana, would Silver take the time to go ice skating with Princess Elise? This is official Sonic channel art if you're wondering, and I like Elise's redesign. Fits in better with the human designs established in Sonic Unleashed.